Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. We have an awesome demo day for GEMS AI powered application review. And with that, let's do some really quick housekeeping. So this webinar is going to be recorded. And if you've joined us before, we love to hear from you. As we go through the demo, let us know if you have any questions or thoughts, reactions, right in that chat on the right-hand side. Now, after the live demo, we're also going to be dedicating a couple of minutes to also answering some top questions. Make sure you use that Q&A panel to let us know what's top of mind for you. You can go ahead and upvote certain questions as well so that we can go ahead and prioritize. Awesome. Now with that, I'll go ahead and do some quick introductions. I am Van-Lisa Chow on the product marketing team here at GEM. And I am super excited to be joined with Lacey Kim, our amazing product manager, who's going to be leading today's demo of AI-powered app review. All right, taking a quick step back before we dive into the technical details here, we have some new folks with us. So GEM is an AI-powered recruiting platform that over 1,000 TA organizations use across the world. And we've been very humbled to help customers not only simplify their tech stack, but optimize their recruiting process in very meaningful ways, helping their recruiters, increase their productivity, while also helping TA leaders get the data that they need in order to help their team succeed. So on the right-hand side, you'll see, GEM has a broad set of growing solutions, including our powerful CRM, analytics, all the way to things like sourcing and talent marketing solutions that are all built to work better together with our own ATS or your ATS of choice. So we have tons of amazing integrations to give you maximum flexibility to bring your systems to the party. Today, we are going to be talking about AI-powered app review. And with that, let's go ahead and take a look at some stats. So based off of GEM's recent benchmarks report coming in January, we've seen some data that has really emphasized a lot of what we're hearing from our own customer base. And I'm sure many of you guys are feeling like this too, but just hearing many customers drowning in applications. So over the last 3 years, our data shows that inbound applications per recruiter have nearly tripled. Yet out of this high volume inbound, only a small fraction, nearly 5 to 10% of these applicants are actually qualified. So with triple the amount of workload, recruiters are just feeling tired, and we don't blame them. Teams are spending hours and hours sifting through the noise of unqualified applicants just to get minimal ROI, and are craving solutions like AI and in a unified platform to find top applicants faster, and using AI to also consistently evaluate every single applicant in a fair way. And last but not least, a system that actually consolidates a lot of the critical context outside of your ATS. Things like past interactions, scorecards, who's in your talent community, all this rich insight that is often missed when teams have to juggle between tools. So with that, we're super excited to unveil GEM's AI-powered application review. Now, this is really built to help accelerate applicant reviews in a very meaningful way. As you can see on the right-hand side, this is not just being able to help you find top applicants faster, but also being able to intelligently take the criteria that matters most to you and being able to surface applicants in a very objective way in your stack and show you exactly how they match to your inputs. So I mentioned integrations before. This is all about helping you find your top applicants in your ATS of choice. And these are just some of the ATSs that we work with, including GEM's own ATS, Workday, Greenhouse, SuccessFactors, and iCIMS. So don't want to steal too much of Lacey's thunder. She's going to show us some awesome stuff. But again, this is all about speed, efficiency, accuracy, and the quality in which you use your AI. The best part about this is that GEM for quite some time now has had amazing, powerful features in our application review solution that has allowed customers to quickly find applicants in their ATS already. So think about, as you see this demo, just sort of how you can use AI on top of these rich features in order to not only find your applicants, but also use bulk actions to advance the ones that matter most, reject, or even send folks quickly to a nurture sequence in order to keep them warm. All right. Threw a lot at you folks, but in summary, what you can expect from GEM's AI solutions and our AI-powered app review solution is just the benefits of having AI infused into our unified platform. This is one place where your recruiting team is not only tracking all of your candidate context, but also getting all this rich information around, like I mentioned before, who's in your talent community, who are getting your email campaigns, and who are interacting with this. All of this great stuff is surfaced within GEM to help you make decisions faster and get all the context you need on every single applicant you evaluate. Last but not least, having tools right at your fingertips makes it easy as possible in order to prioritize and advance those top applicants in a meaningful way, with loads of other solutions that you can leverage in order to personalize messages, automate workflows, and also track this at every step of the process. Last thing you see here is transparency and control. This matters a lot to us at GEM. And, we've taken many steps and had spent a lot of time just really thinking about how we can infuse AI in a very responsible way. We know this is also top of mind for many of you here, and we want to emphasize that GEM's AI solutions are, built to accelerate decision-making and not make decisions for you. Therefore, just keep an eye out for, in the live demo, just how GEM AI takes recruiter control inputs, criteria, allows them to edit them at any time, and just surfaces objective match scores and explanations to help them understand sort of how a candidate matches to the criteria that matters to them most. We also have proactive guardrails to ensure that customers can protect candidate privacy, security, and also ensure that their evaluations are fair and unbiased. This includes omitting PII before sending it to our AI, ensuring things like customer data isn't being used to train our AI, and also using generative AI in a very meaningful way to validate recruiter criteria, and also proactively flagging inputs that may be subjective or potentially biased based on EEO guidelines if those matter to you. Last but not least, compliance frameworks, policies, perspectives do continuously change, and we do have a ton of different measures in place to make sure that we're always up to date. This includes an internal governance group and also partnering with a third-party auditor, Babel, to ensure that we are compliant with US local laws. This is going to be an ongoing annual basis, so this is definitely top of mind for us. But last but not least, all of this is done in a meaningful way to ensure that we are not only using generative AI to help you accelerate decision making, but also in a way that helps you improve accuracy, transparency, and also get you to ROI faster. And with that, you've heard my spiel from the product marketing team. I'll pass it over to Lacey to dive into a little bit deeper on how this really comes to life in our platform. And with that, Lacey, I'll hand it over to you to do our live demo of AI-powered app review.
Thank you. Let's see. Hi, everyone. Trying to figure out the exact screen share menu. Lisa, do you know, or Ben Lisa, I'm not seeing the screen share menu here, actually.
Sure. On the right-hand side, do you have an option to share your screen? Under slides?
See this now?
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. Amazing. Sorry, I should know that better, but good to have everyone with us. Thanks for joining. Again, my name is Lacey. I'm a product manager here at GEM. Really excited to show off our AI-powered app review product. And since this webinar has both brand new customers to GEM as well as existing customers, I saw some of our existing customers on GEM, so thank you for coming and joining the webinar. But since there's new and existing customers of GEM's app review product, which this particular product has been out in market for a couple of years now, I do want to spend a few minutes in the beginning, talk about some of the existing features that our customers already love and we've been building in partnership with them. And then really kind of near the end of the portion, I will talk about the newest AI ranking component of app review. So just kind of wanted to walk through what I'll be covering. So right here, what you'll see in my screen share is GEM, and what you see here to the left is a menu for the ATS, where you can go ahead and come in to start reviewing open jobs and some applications that are open. Just a note, again, this is a demo instance that's using GEM's own ATS, which I'll be using for the rest of the demo. But as a refresher of what Lisa mentioned, the app review and AI ranking features that I'm going to demo are compatible with other ATSs. I think there was a question in the chat earlier as well. So we integrate with Greenhouse, Workday, SuccessFactors, and iCIMS. So all of those applications from your ATS will be integrated and being able to be displayed in the GEMS UI, and all the features that you'll see you can use with those ATS. So again, coming in here, you can see there's a list of open jobs here. And then what you'll see is you can go ahead and click on Start Reviews, which will get you to start the application review process. So let's jump in right here. So just to kind of orient you to what you're seeing here on the screen, and again, these are completely demo environments, so sample resumes, not real people. What you're seeing here is kind of at the top, you're seeing a bunch of filters that we have pre-created for you to be able to prioritize who to advance, who to consider just positioning, how to cut down the stack. So I'll kind of go through some of the details of those. You're also going to see a list of applicants to the left, as well as when you select a particular applicant, being able to see their exact resume and being able to see which application that they have open for, especially if they have other applications open, which could be common these days. And then yeah, so let's sort of dive into a couple of filters. Right at the top, this is a keyword filter that our customers really, really love. So if you, for example, for this rec, I know for sure I need someone that maybe has had experience with malware detection. So you can go ahead and press this pencil button and you can enter a keyword like malware. And then if you go ahead and show results, what this will do is cut down the stack from 270 applications to just a few that have the malware keyword exactly in the resume. We also have a fun little section that's generated by GemAI. It pulls directly from the JD and recommends potential keywords that we might recommend that you use, but you can always use this as an inspiration, but you might know much better for your recs. So what you see here, you can go ahead and see these 9 applicants here have an exact match for that one keyword. So this is how it's able to kind of cut down the stack for you. So I'm going to unclick that, kind of get back to the 270 folks. A few other ones, we talked a lot about how this is integrated with your ATS. We also want to pull the attributes from the ATS to make it easy for you to filter down. So if you have folks that are referrals, if you have folks that were recently rejected in your ATS for other roles, or maybe even the same requisition that were open because they applied multiple times, you can go ahead and click on this particular filter to go look at those folks. Folks that might have multiple applications in the system right now. I know this is common these days where folks might apply to multiple jobs on your website that seem relevant. So if you want to go and just come down to look at those applicants and take bulk action on them, you can go ahead and do that. So I just wanted to make sure those are highlighted. And it's not shown on this particular demo instance right now, but we also have a location filter that's exposed. So we basically parse the resume. So for this particular applicant, we'll pull up San Francisco. So you can go ahead and specify, hey, for this security engineer role, it's really like a hybrid role, and I really need folks that are in kind of the San Francisco Bay Area. You can go ahead and select that directly as a filter as well. So that's some of the filters I wanted to cover. There's also some bulk flows that our customers really love. So as you're kind of cutting down to folks, so maybe like the folks that you really pinned down to say like these folks have malware experience and I want to go ahead and bulk action those, either like bulk advancing, or if it was for like the flip side, folks that didn't have the right keywords and you want to go ahead and bulk reject them. There's some bulk actions that are available today. So that's something that our customers really love. And then for our super users of App Review, which I don't know if some of those folks are here on the call, there's these keyboard hotkeys. So this just makes it easy for you as you get used to the tool. You can use J and K on the keyboard to move through different applications. Hit A if you want to advance folks, if you want to hit X to reject folks. I know this is something that our customers really, really love. All right, so that's kind of baseline application review product that has been in the market for a couple of years, and all that customers already love. Now I'll show you what the AI ranking component is that we have just brought to market recently. So what you'll see here is at the top, this new little button for AI ranking comes on. What this will enable is essentially creating a new prioritization logic on which to review applications. So right now, it's very simple. You're just reviewing by oldest applications first or newest applications first. So it can be a little bit smarter than that. So what you can do is you can go ahead and turn on AI ranking, and then you'll now have the option to go ahead and sort this by basically percentage scored based on what the AI has evaluated to be a good fit. And I'll now go ahead and show you how this was even set as scores, because all of this is completely editable and configurable by the user. So what you do here is actually you set up by clicking on the pencil button here, and you want to set up the criteria that's good for this particular rec. So this is a security AI engineer. So what I put in here actually is put in 5 to 10 criteria that is valuable and a good fit for this exact rec. So I already set them up. So you can see, 10 plus years of software engineering with focus on AI or ML. Maybe they've worked at established tech companies or rising startups. They're proficient in particular frameworks like TensorFlow or PyTorch, and advanced programming skills, etc. So we're actually working on over the course of the next few weeks, being able to have this be auto-populated from the JD and then pull some objective criteria for you, so you're not coming into this completely blank. So just wanted to call that out. You also have the ability to star a few criteria that's really important to you. So what all that this is doing is you're telling the AI, hey, this like 10 plus years of industry experience is something that I really, really care about for this rec. So make sure you kind of score those folks higher and weight that criteria to be more important. So a little bit of kind of tools that you can use to adjust the scoring. And essentially what we're doing is we specify this criteria and we then feed it to GemAI, and GemAI will score individual criteria and spit out an objective numeric score. So I'll show you what that looks like for individual applicants as an example. And the last piece I wanted to show before we move on to look at what the scores look like is we put in a lot of thought into being thoughtful and implementing AI and putting in some validation and guardrails as our users use the product. So we put in some examples here of potential criteria that folks could use. I'll show you some of the validation criteria that we put in. So for example, if you want to put in really soft skill based things like they're a good communicator or they have leadership skills, which might be in the way that is written a little bit hard to assess on the resume. We just want to flag it to the user, hey, this is something that you might want to assess in a different way or ask in a different criteria. So that's something that we definitely call out. Or if you go ahead and put in some criteria that might mention federally protected class or discrimination, so race, color, religion, and sex, we definitely kind of flag that to see, hey, consider perhaps rewriting that or removing that from your criteria. But here's like an example of if you have memberships in particular areas for underrepresented groups, we don't flag that because this is like a very objective thing that you can call out from someone's resume. So I hope this is helpful for folks as kind of like a guardrail that you can use as you look at your applicants. I'm actually going to go ahead and X out some of these. And what I'm going to do is hit update ranking. So you'll see how this go ahead and ranks applications live. So it should be fairly quick because we are able to rank about 1,000 resumes a minute. So you can see this is actually in progress right now, and we're just showing you sort of scores as they're coming back. So as it's scoring, what I'll show here, so this is a little bit of a poorer match. So here's like the 6 or 7 criteria that we put in. And then what it's doing is going ahead and looking at each criteria and saying, okay, for Jason's resume, does this person have 10 plus years of software engineering with the strong focus? Perhaps like not the best match because it's producing like a 0, it's producing that confidence score. Have they worked at like an established tech company? Not sure. So you can see how it's producing an exact objective score according to the AI. So I always recommend for our customers as they're getting used to this tool to really calibrate and always open up this little menu to see, hey, how is the exact AI going ahead and scoring the applicants in the pool. So I just wanted to show again, this is like a new way to prioritize folks here. So this is not making any decisions, but really just giving you a way to prioritize folks. So you can kind of see folks with like a higher overall percentage match across these 8 criteria are bubbled up to the top of the list, and you can sort of see, kind of move to the bottom of the stack and see, how are these different folks calibrated according to my criteria. A few other things I wanted to call out, especially for folks that are getting, once they get into the tool and are becoming super users. So it's really important to also use existing filters and the ranking piece together. Something that have come up a lot is, hey, like if I for sure know there's only, I only want to consider folks that have the keyword malware in their resume. So there's only 9 folks in here. What ranking does is really help you even prioritize within that group. This is like a small volume, so not as powerful feeling, but you can imagine how this will be really important when you're receiving thousands of resumes. So I just wanted to kind of call that out. That's the last piece I wanted to call out on the demo. And really a few lasting thoughts. We've taken a really thoughtful approach in building some of these capabilities into our product to make sure all of this criteria is always transparently visible and editable. You can see the scores that the AI has produced, so you can go ahead and edit that or give us feedback on it, putting in those proactive guardrails I mentioned when you're writing the criteria. And we definitely have rigor in developing these products, both with internal governance groups as well as third-party partners that we work with like Babbel to make sure we are going through this in a thoughtful way. So that's everything I wanted to cover. I hope we have a little time to answer questions and see what are on folks' minds.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lacey. This was great. And thank you folks for sending in your questions and your thoughts into the chat. We've been monitoring them, and we'll make sure that we can get to all of them. Lacey, we had just a couple of questions, actually, just kind of the team here has been, I'll just go ahead and make sure that we can share these. Let's see. I'm seeing some questions through the chat. Folks, we'll spend just a couple of minutes here answering some questions in the Q&A panel first. Melanie, thank you for your questions on, let's see. Melanie asked, does this integrate with Lever? We sent an answer in the chat already, but for folks on the call, our AI-powered app review solution does not currently integrate with Lever, but GEM does integrate with Lever for various different use cases, including one-click sourcing, dedupe and uploading to Lever, all the way from analytics and candidate rediscovery within our platform. The follow-up question, though, Lacey, is if the product team is considering Lever for the future, specifically to AI-powered app review.
Yeah, Melanie, definitely let your GEM account team know, because this is definitely something that's been on our minds. And as we have more and more customers that had requested that are using Lever, we'll consider it earlier in the roadmap. So it's definitely top of mind for us.
Awesome. This is actually a really great segue. I'm seeing just a handful of folks in the chat, but also the Q&A panel also surfacing other ATSs. We got a question from Amber about Ashby, and then another question from John about Bullhorn ATS. And same answer applies, folks. This is definitely going to be on our radar for us, but at this time, AI-powered app review is compatible with those ATSs we presented today. So definitely let us know any requests, and we'll make sure to add those to the list. Okay, just going to go through a couple more. It looks like we're getting a lot of questions in the chat, which we appreciate. Let me see. We got a couple questions about some add-on functionality. This is AI-powered app review is a separate add-on to your existing GEM package. So thanks, folks. I see some of our current customers chiming in there too. Appreciate that. We got a question here about, let me see if I can go ahead and share this on the screen. We got a question from Jana. Thank you, Jana. Let me go ahead and put that up. How can this be integrated? I'm guessing, Jana, is this SuccessFactors?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure SuccessFactors because she asked about it earlier.
Perfect. And answer is yes, Lacey, unless I'm missing some context here. We are compatible with SuccessFactors for this solution.
Yeah, so effectively how it will work is, so we have partnership with SuccessFactors so that we can technically integrate and pull in data from your SuccessFactors ATS. So we have lots of other current customers that are using SuccessFactors as an ATS, but effectively like taking some of those actions that you might have taken in that ATS in GEM, just because our UI is so much easier to use. So application review and acting on applications like this is actually one use case. The other use case that our customers really love that for is reporting. So pulling in all of the ATS data into our Talent Compass, which is our reporting module, and being able to look at the ATS data directly there. So yeah, it just takes a little bit of integration time, but not something complicated, and something we do with customers on a daily basis.
Cool. Thanks, Lacey. Thanks, Jana. We have and one more question here, folks. We're coming up on time from Oliver here. Let's go ahead and share this. Oliver asked, when selecting the option to bulk decline, do the candidates receive a rejection email?
Oh yeah, great question. So there's an option you can silently reject folks as well. So there's an option for you to go ahead and pull up different email templates when you're making the rejection. So there's lots of configurability there. And since we're talking about bulk reject, something recently that we added in is also if you have applicants that have applied to like 10 different roles on your website, you can go ahead and reject for one particular rec, but then also silently reject for the 9 other applications that they have open, just because you see their application and you already know that they're not going to be a good fit for the other open roles. So those are some of the configurable actions that you can take directly in the product.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks so much, folks. And with that, we have just about 30 seconds left of the webinar, so we definitely don't want to cut you short. I want to thank everyone again for all of your participation, engagement, awesome questions, and thank you again, Lacey, for the awesome in-depth demo. We'll leave it at that, folks. Be on the lookout for the recording, and there are some awesome resources in the docs panel that you see right next to the chat to request a custom demo, and also just read more about the announcement in general. So take a look at those informational resources. I think someone asked about a product one-pager as well. We do have that, so we'll follow up shortly. All right, folks, have a good rest of your week, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks for joining. Bye.